Yep, we're good. Hello.
What's up?
Hi. All right, so...
We're in my office.
Yes,
right now.
In the tower.
In the tower. And regardless of what you see, we're not Canadian. I am a Californian.
Explains the brown skin.
Explains a lot.
Yeah.
So what do we got today for our news?
For the news today, first up on the docket is Harley-Davidson. They announced last week that they have a plan to revamp their company. They've announced 4 new bikes, as well as they said they're going to revamp their dealerships to make them more accessible and more modern. Nobody cares about that stuff. We care about the motorcycles.
It's Harley-Davidson.
Exactly. We care about motorcycles anyway. The first one that they announced that we've all kind of been expecting was their Livewire, is what they're calling it. It's the all-electric motorcycle. That one's going to be fun to see. I'm excited to see that. I mean, it just makes sense to me that somebody builds an all-electric motorcycle.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting
Mm-hmm.
when you really think about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, why not?
Yeah.
You have a motorcycle. You have cars.
Yes.
They're electric. You have hybrids. And then, like our last conversation we had about motorcycles, I mean, I asked about
Mm-hmm.
hybrids.
Mm-hmm.
But instead they're just going to skip it
Yeah.
and just go straight to electric.
Yeah. Second one that they did is called the Pan America. It is a grand touring, adventure touring bike. It's been a pretty big trend for the past few years now, with people like Ducati coming out. Well, actually, Ducati's had one for a while, but anyways, they've come out with that. It's supposed to be a 1200cc motor, V-twin. Looks pretty good. Yeah. The one I'm most excited about, though, is their Street Fighter.
With Street Fighter.
Yeah, they have their Street Fighter, which is their first, sport bike, performance bike, since the XR 1200, which was okay, but I'm excited for the Street Fighter. And the last one is they call it their Future Custom model. I don't know if that's going to be the name of it, but it's just another cruiser type model. Looks really, really good. And then they also announced that they're going to start producing 250cc to 500cc motors. They're partnering with a company in Asia to sell that for the Asian market. So, which is big for Harley-Davidson. They don't produce small motors, so there's that.
Also, I saw something today
Yeah.
that Harley-Davidson is also in development of auto braking.
Really?
Autonomous technology on their motorcycle.
I
And
didn't-
they're
wow.
starting to develop that. I saw that today.
Wow, I actually haven't seen that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you read that?
Undisclosed location online.
Okay, sounds good.
But I did.
No free ads.
free ads.
What's next? What do you got next?
Roger Hayden.
Yeah. Retirement.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. He's been in motorcycle racing since 2006. Well, I should say MotoGP started in 2006. He's been doing that longer, but so he's going to have fun in retirement, traveling, riding bicycles, what he's doing apparently.
Well, I don't know if he wants to ride bicycles.
I know.
Bad idea.
Not
Stay
good
away
for
from
that.
him.
Not good for that family.
No.
But I mean, it was really cool to see him race this year. It was awesome. I mean, it was a cool experience to see him. He's a really cool guy. So, much love for him.
Yep, respect.
Next up, I know you're excited to announce this, so go ahead.
Nissan has finally decided to kill the Juke. I am so excited about this. So excited. I'm sorry if you drive a Juke, because I know how they drive, and I'm very sorry that you had to experience that and actually live with it. Terrible cars.
Well, I will say, whether you love it or you hate it, I will say, props to Nissan for going out and making that model and doing that Juke R or Nismo R, whatever they called it, that was on the Nissan GTR platform with that goofy body. I was about that car.
No, that car drove terribly. I had it for 2 weeks in Europe.
Great choice.
Guess what? You go to Europe and you think, I'm going to drive on the Autobahn, right? Yeah, totally. Awesome. Get my rental car. It's a Juke. I couldn't even go over 130 kilometers an hour in that thing without the thing vibrating and almost flying off the highway in the Autobahn.
I thought you liked things vibrating, though.
Well, depends on where I'm at. In a Juke, no. No.
Backseat of a Juke?
Not even then. Can't even.
Anyway, there was some bigwig or whatever from Nissan came out and announced that they were getting rid of it. They will not offer a 2018 model in the U.S. I haven't seen what they're going to be doing in the UK, Asia market, whatever, but I know that it's discontinued in the U.S. and it is no longer on the Nissan website. So that's done here. Good news for Caesar. Last up, we have our Formula One season is in its halftime and its summer break.
Summer break.
Yeah, summer break.
I'd love to be in a summer break as an F1 driver.
Oh my gosh, I just love to be an F1 driver.
That's true.
I mean, whatever. Standing, Caesar, where were we at?
All right, you have Hamilton first. He started out the season pretty rocky. He wasn't doing too well at the beginning of the season. But unfortunately for Vettel being in second right now, Hamilton's at 213 points, I believe.
Yeah.
Vettel's at 189. Kind of sad for Vettel last race, wasn't able to finish it. So it kind of gave Hamilton that boost.
Yeah.
Then you have, bringing up that on third is Raikkonen, Bottas, Ricciardo, which Ricciardo is no longer going to be with Red Bull after the season.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think it's a good move for Ricciardo. I feel like he's spent his time at Red Bull and kind of gotten to the point where he's not progressing as a driver anymore.
Yeah.
And I think a change of scenery might help him do that.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do you think about the move to Renault, though? I mean, because I would agree that it's a good thing to get a change of scenery and it's a good thing to go and explore a new team, especially when it seems like Verstappen is kind of where the team is starting to put their focus since he's kind of the up and coming. I mean, he's a great driver, so it makes sense. Yeah. But I mean, it makes sense that Ricciardo would want to kind of leave and do a change of scenery. But what do you think about the Renault move?
It is kind of surprising going to Renault, just because I think right now Renault power plants are in Red Bulls cars right now, so they're running Red Bulls, and Ricciardo's had a slew of DNFs because of the engine failure. So I'm not sure if they've promised him something that we haven't heard about yet that made him kind of transition to Renault.
A lot of money.
Probably a lot of money, yeah. But I mean, you think about it, even with the money, you'd think he'd want to be on a team that doesn't have that unreliability issue that they've had with their engines. I mean, you never know. I mean, the manufacturer does a lot better of a job handling their own engines. Yeah. I mean, look at the Mercedes power plant that I think Martini's using in Mercedes.
Oh, okay,
They're using that power plant.
Yeah.
Using the same engines, except Mercedes does a better job.
Yeah.
At using them. So maybe it's the same case with Renault. Okay. They're better at, maybe pulling out the reliability because it's their engine.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, open spot. Who do you think is going to fill that void? I mean, we've all seen the jokes and memes that have Fernando Alonso calling up Red Bull, trying to go over there. But in my opinion, I think he's kind of done. He's ready to go do other things. He has his 3 things that he wants to do in his racing career, and he's checked off 2 of them. The win at Monaco, win the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and I think he just has to win the
Indy.
Indy, yeah.
I think he's going to move to Indy.
Yeah. I mean, I would expect it from him.
I mean, why not? He wants to get that Triple Crown. I mean, he wants to get that recognition.
Yeah.
It's hard to say who's going to move into, Red Bull, because, I mean, a driver I'd like to see return, who I thought had some promise, was Pascal Wehrlein, who is, I think, currently still under contract with Mercedes because he's at DTM right now.
Yeah.
And DTM's over this year. So maybe you'll get some drivers coming up from DTM into F1, but who knows? It's hard to tell. They keep it so closely under wraps that, I mean, I really can't predict who they're going to bring, because I feel like right now the drivers that are on most of the teams pretty much want to be where they're at. Yeah. Unless you're a driver that wants to go to Ferrari or Mercedes.
Yeah. I think the big dogs, the main teams, Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull now has an opening spot, but those higher caliber teams, those drivers are kind of all where they want to be. It's the lower guys that are trying to make their way up. The people that are on Force India or Haas and those guys that are trying to make that step up to be on a solid manufacturer.
Yeah. I see that.
Well,
Perfect.
I think that's it.
That's everything we've covered. I mean, I don't have anything else as far as news. I mean, if there's anything you guys want us to talk about, any questions about what we just talked about, comments, let us know.
Yeah. Make sure you go follow our pages at Car Collective with 3. We're getting our website up. So far, it looks really good. Just putting the finishing touches on it. And then you'll see our blogs, news posts, and stuff. And then we also have a podcast on iTunes, Spotify.
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 Yep.
iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, everything. Thanks, guys.